Hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. Okay, on the docket today we have Thousand Pound Sisters, Season 4, Episode 9, Walking on Eggshells. Okay.
Didn't care.
I, I
Didn't care.
Was it me or was like the only interesting part that I saw in this episode was when Amanda got Michael to work and the way how Caleb cut out from Chris trying to talk to him when the family first arrived. He was like, "Oh, okay, family, top of this breathing and we'll get together and talk later." He's so
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
shifty. Oh my god.
He's just too corny for me. I didn't like him.
Well, I don't know. Guys in the chat, hi Sunway. Hi Dark Magician. Hi Ryan. Hi Black Lavender. Hello everybody. Help me make sense of this. Are y'all still interested in this show? Like, I only watch it to talk about it, but now it's like there's nothing to talk about. Okay, so they engaged. We're supposed to believe that they're engaged. Caleb is going to meet her family for the first time. I do believe that Amanda's response, like when she did that whole like family get together at her house at the top of the episode, and Tammy called to say that she was engaged, and Amanda's response was like, what'd she say? That looked genuine.
But hold on, did you catch? But did you catch? There was not one congratulations.
No, nobody said congratulations. And when Amanda said, I would like to know his first, middle, and last name before she takes his last name, that would be nice. I was like, well, you got a point there, Amanda. And Misty was real quick to say, oh, that's 2 weeks from now. Misty knew the numbers.
Right? She's like, she's like, well, but Amanda killed me. She said, well, I saw on social media that you had a boyfriend.
Yeah, she
On
saw on social media, not heard, but saw on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Misty doesn't speak up in the video chat, but she does say that she thinks that they're moving a little fast. You think?
Just a
Wow.
tell.
Wow. And y'all thought this was going to come over swell on TV. Y'all thought this was going to be believable. Okay.
But okay, another interesting point. Did you catch? And I know you caught it. I'm asking this rhetorically. Did you catch when Amy said, well, she wanted her friend in the nursing home? I'm like, oh, oh, Amy, nursing home? And then she goes back to, the rehab center. Please tell me you caught that. I know you caught that.
Child. She's not the brightest in the bunch. She's let a lot of stuff slip. I was going to say a dirty word, but she's let a lot of stuff slip. I believe it. I think we watched another show and they said your first reaction is all. Oh, that was Maths Australia. Your first reaction or what you say first is usually the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The rehab. I'm like, the rehab. Okay.
Well,
Well,
okay.
well, but Debbie, you've been saying like I don't think it's just um a weight loss place because they have long term residents. So that makes no
Mhm.
if it's you said if it's like a rehab for like people with who are overweight and stuff, like you wouldn't be there as long.
That person who
But you said that.
said, yeah, that
Mhm.
said that they were there for 7 years. I was like, that's not even a rehab. What she said was true. Nursing home. That's an.
Mhm.
Hey, Ryan, welcome, welcome, my love. Well, but again, they did explain that it was the closest facility that could accommodate someone of her size.
Mhm.
So it could be a nursing home for long-term patients who get big while they're there for all those years. I don't know. I don't know. Um, oh God, we see Tammy and Caleb doing videos, so she's bringing him up to snuff on this. Then we see Amy and Chris at the gym. I don't think Amy actually worked out, but okay now. But this is where Amy has to tell Chris because Chris missed the family day because he had to work. So she tells Chris about the upcoming wedding and how she decided to have the wedding at the nursing home so that her friends could be there. And Chris is like, so we got to drive over there, kind of thing,
Mhm.
kind of inconvenient, but okay. Hello, Proving Lindsay. Hello, all the way from the UK. Hello. Thank you for joining. Um, he doesn't seem too excited. He seemed baffled. Like, when did this happen? How did this happen? And I kind of get it. It is quick, but y'all should be used to this by now, in my opinion, because y'all been making up storylines for how many seasons now? Okay,
But
whatever.
he said he thought it was a joke though. That was the funny part. That was the cold part. He really thought it was. He thought I thought it was a complete joke.
Well, listen, he also made a valid point. He said Tammy can't take care of herself. Um, and now, how is she supposed to take on the responsibility of taking care of someone who's not in the best of shape
Hmm.
and on a trach as well? Because now I think they understand what it takes to take care of somebody on a
Right.
trach. Because one of them said she was in an actual facility and almost died on the trach.
Right.
Like, it's serious, you know?
Hmm.
Ryan said Amy kept saying Caleb would be a serial killer. What morbidly obese serial killer in an electric wheelchair does she know of? Oh,
I mean, that is a
maybe
great point.
maybe it's in one of them video games that Michael be playing all day long. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Chris does bring up a good point with that. And then he was like, because he's under the impression that Tammy is like, if she gets married to this person, is going to be leaving that facility and coming back to Kentucky with
Hmm.
them. And then Boothang is back in the nursing home. And he's like, how's that supposed to work? Because
Hmm.
they don't know enough about this person. They don't know. I don't know. It's just very weird how Tammy decided to go about this, but okay.
I thought it was
Um
interesting that conversation. I do want to touch on one point in that conversation, and it
mhm.
was very interesting to me. And I hadn't
Mhm.
thought about it from this angle. It was
Mhm.
when Chris was asking him about what kind of jobs he held in the past, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I did a little bit of everything." I'm like, "Mm-hmm, okay." And Chris is like, "So, basically, my concern is that he cannot right now physically go out and work, aka, we not taking care of you."
Yeah, we take care of our sister cuz we have to, but not you
Right.
too. Yeah,
Exactly.
I was going to bring that up when we got cuz we haven't even gotten there yet. But I want to go to when Amy and Michael took the Gage to the park, and Tammy called asking her to help do her wedding. Hey, Susan. Um, and she was kind of like hesitating, trying to, like, she blames her kids for everything or uses them as excuses for everything. Um,
Mhm.
I wish I could ask my mother if she did that with me and my brother, but I can't do that anymore. But she eventually decides to do it. And like Tammy had a point. I wasn't watching it when she got married, but if Tammy did everything for Amy's wedding, why couldn't Amy step up automatically instead of being begged to do it?
Because Amy's lazy. Amy's selfish.
But Tammy said you can go online and buy everything, and oops, they deliver. Tammy had a point. I don't know, like, uh, does
Here's the thing.
does
I'll be
Amy
honest. I'll be
like
honest.
Tammy?
I won't say it's laziness. I just think she's okay. We have to remember though, in fairness to Amy, she was the one who was doing everything for Tammy because they live next door. You know,
Mhm.
so I think
Mhm.
she's just tired of doing for Tammy. And I think in her head, it's one thing when it was just she was single. It was just her by herself. But now she got a whole husband and two kids. Like I got a whole husband and two kids, and you still need me to do stuff for you. Go call Amanda. She only got one child in the house, and she ain't got no husband. So go talk to her. I think that's where Amy's coming from. And I think and if that's fair, that is fair.
I don't think so. I
I do.
don't think so. No,
I do.
because I'm gonna take it from Tammy's point of view. Bitch, me and you been together from jump. We've been fat, bumping fats from jump. You've been my caretaker from jump. And don't play like you got all these responsibilities. Amanda go out and work. And her kid is a whole grown man, almost man. Might be a minor, but he can fend for himself. Yeah, you got two little babies, but don't try to come and tell me that you take care of them because I seen how dirty the bottom of their feet is. Go tell your lazy bum husband to stop making TikTok videos of you. Put down the fucking iPad and get on it. Open up Safari and order me a wedding dress, bitch, and make it deliver. I
I'm
don't
just saying.
know.
I'm just looking at it from like Amy's perspective, and I can get it.
I'm
I
rolling
can
up for
get it.
Tammy. They deliver.
But here's the thing, though, and here's the thing. I'm like being devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
If Amy were smart,
Mm-hmm.
keyword if, okay, I'm going, I'm going to be ordering all this stuff. You best be damn. I'm going to make some YouTube videos about it. Come with me as I help Tammy, plan her wedding. I will monetize all of that, all of
But
it.
could she though? With like, don't they have NDAs or something? Not releasing.
No, no.
Well, they did
What you
publicize
do?
the wedding, didn't they?
Yeah, what you do is you can like record the footage, and then once the show airs, you label
Then
it as behind the
stop.
quote unquote behind the scenes and
Mhm.
put that bad boy out, get monetized.
Well, there you
A
go,
double
there you
check, a double
go.
check, a double check. You getting paid for TLC for the on air, and you getting paid
Mhm.
for the behind the scenes.
But
That's
that's
how
if
you
she
work
was
it.
smart.
That's why I said if.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. But honestly, like, I don't understand why she couldn't do it. It's at a nursing home. The most you're doing is going to the Dollar Tree and getting some stuff.
Fair.
And you probably order clothes that big from online anyway. And what you brought to her was semi decent.
Yeah.
Surprised. Um, and the boys just go and pick up something from Dickies.
That's what she told. She said for Caleb and the groomsmen, I just went with like black slacks and a white shirt or something. I'm like, see,
Mm-hmm. Well, wait. Oh my God. Did you see the holes in Caleb's pants? When
No,
he
I was
pulled
listening.
away from the table, when the family first came up and he pulled away from the table to go and do his breathing treatment, when he pulled away, he had on them black sweatpants and they had like about 3 to 5 holes right on his belly. What he doing this for money.
1000%.
He's doing
And
this for money.
but Amy said, she's like, she's like, he picked the facility because she was there.
Mhm.
He sought her out, and he sought her out for the coin. That's just my opinion.
Well, you said last week that there's no way they weren't in the DMs before he got to that place.
Hmm.
Okay, so Ryan said Amy's always leaving one of her kids with Michael's mom. She ain't that busy, right? Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go as far as say this,
Mm-hmm.
and I could be wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but if with these types of places, most places you have to apply and be accepted. Conspiracy theory, the nursing homes in on it, TLC is in on it. You can't, the way things are fitting together.
Of course, the nursing home's in on it because they gave them the right to film in that place. It's a medical facility. What medical facility you know gonna have cameras up overnight to watch somebody code? Really? That's an
Like,
open negligence lawsuit.
so okay, further, they Tammy and Caleb in the DMs. Tammy kind of liking him, whatever. Great
Mm-hmm.
storyline. Tammy goes to the nursing home and says, "Hey, Boo needs to come. I need Boo there for filming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to admit him." They like, more like, we could charge his insurance or whatever. We make more money.
What
Cool,
insurance?
whatever.
From the fast food place he worked at years ago?
Right, right. Um, we gonna get some money. We gonna get some money from him somewhere or whatever. We gonna get paid regardless.
They
They
smelled Medicare money.
yeah, they moved him. They moved him on in. Moved him on in with no problem, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just. That's just conspiracy theory based on common sense, not reality TV. Common sense and our knowledge of how reality TV works. This is all a setup.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They could have done better though.
They could have.
They
They
could have
really
done
could
better.
have. And I would be curious to see when his actual check-in date to the nursing home was.
My point exactly. Because like I said, if they were really smart, really smart, what should have happened is she should have been going down the hall or something,
Mhm.
and she should have been rolling by the admittance desk while he's filling out his forms, and they lock eyes. We should have seen his check-in date. Like I said, they're not smart enough for that. I know. I'm just saying.
No, they should have been going to the gambling rec room from different pathways. And then when they got to the door, their wheelchairs collide into each other and lock. And they're trying to get them apart and they're touching and feeling on each other. And then that's when their eyes lock. We don't got to get the nurses station into this. We got to get the gaming room into this. And locking wheelchairs because then it would lead us to think that they bump uglies. That's what I think. And then you would actually have some witnesses to it instead of
Even
making them
better.
poor people that also live in that nursing home lie about y'all. But instead, what did they do last week? Started calling him a stalker. Oh my
Well,
God. Ryan says I didn't watch it yet, but Auntie's advice has a new video about Tammy's marriage only lasting 5 months. I started to watch it last night, but I fell asleep. Because I started watching too late. But yeah, I have to go back and watch that. Something came out in I think she said Star magazine that the marriage is over after just 5 months. Did he get his surgery? Did he mess up his ultimate goal here?
Probably, probably. Like I said, these aren't the brightest people, and he doesn't seem like the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, how can I put this, sir? You don't make it this far to fumble the bag. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
Like,
he also looks like somebody who think that they real smart.
fair. No, I
He
can see that too.
Mhm.
I can see that too. I get that train of thought because he didn't play this properly. I'm like, okay, sir, you got on the show. Make sure you handle things like once you got on the show, you should have been calling management. Your man, you should start getting your management team together. Because, like you said, there's a variety of roles he could fill. And
Mhm.
now, like, what's he gonna do? Like, make his coins being the ex-husband of Tammy Slayton? That just doesn't sound too cute.
Well, you could do that after you get your surgery and drop a couple 100 pounds, but don't
What?
do it before you get the surgery. Like, come on
That was.
now.
I was wondering, like, I wonder did. So I wonder. Will
But
we
you
see?
heard her say somebody asked him, I think it was Chris asked Tammy if he got the surgery. And she
Right.
was like, he's working on that now.
Yeah.
You mean you
Hmm.
working on that now with TLC production? See if you could get them to throw in a pair of new pants for him. 'Cause child. hmm. All right, so they ask the family gets up there. Chris is driving this first bunch, which consists of Michael, the kids, Amy, and his wife. Misty and Amanda have to work, so they're coming the day of the wedding. This first cruise going up the day before. Bless their hearts. Um, so Chris is sitting down looking at this dude for the first time, and he looks suspicious. He I don't think no. But his wife, bless her heart, she was like, cut him some slack, give him a break, meet him first. I don't know. Hold on. Somebody says Tammy's job is YouTube. I say so. I say so on her Facebook. Oh, it says that on her Facebook page?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
She's a social media, like, I'm not sure if it's YouTube or content creator, social media. Basically, her job is she's a social media influencer, basically.
An influencer of what? Bacon?
Oh, I mean, mm,
Okay.
her channel's not that. Um, I checked in on her channel a little bit ago, but I was just like, let me see what she's doing over here. Let me see like what she got going on her YouTube on
So
the
wait,
YouTube.
she has her own channel or it's with Amy?
Now, I'm not sure if it's the same channel. Let me be honest, but how can I put this? They used to have a channel together, and I'm not sure if Amy took that channel and made it her own.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tammy has her own channel, right? So I just found you could
Mhm.
scroll a long ways to get to it. But yeah, it's her own, and Amy has her own. Tammy has 158K subscribers. I think Amy has over 400,000. But like for
Mm.
example, Tammy's hasn't posted a video to her channel in over 2 years.
Mm.
Now,
But
Amy,
Sunday
on the other hand,
says she saw a YouTube clip with Amy, and it was from this year, and she was tasting cookies and like a cookie snack and a jalapeno snack that she ordered in the
right?
mail.
And
So we
Amy, like I
already
said,
know this whole gastric bypass is for nothing.
right, and it looks like Amy, her last post was only a month ago, and it looks like she got her nice little Temu sponsorship.
Mm. Susan says that she comes on Instagram Live.
Oh, so Tammy's a more Instagram person. Some people are like that. Some people, because you can get monetized on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So some people
Mm.
will have all three, but they focus on one. So I guess Tammy's the Instagram person, Amy's more of the YouTube person. That's what I'm assuming.
Wow.
Because she probably gets paid better on Instagram.
Okay. So they meet everybody. Caleb ducks away from talking to Chris, but Chris catches up with him later. And Chris asks about the job. So he was a tree trimmer and worked in fast food, but has done a little bit of everything. When Chris asks about the job, that was a good point that you made. They're not, hi, Silver Goddess. This family is, they don't even want to take care of Tammy because he said, we have been trying to get Tammy to be self sufficient.
Hmm.
We don't have any obligation to you.
Hmm.
But Chris also asked, have you met Queen Tammy yet? Caleb has not. That should be quite interesting. That's all I got to say. Um, and then Chris gives him the warning, I'm not going to show my ass if you don't show yours. And I think he did right by Tammy. By being the only male figure in this family, I think he did right by her. I thought that was nice. I guess. I don't know. I don't care. Um we see we see Tammy trying on the wedding dresses. What did you have any opinion?
Not really, but you could really see the weight loss on her
You can? I can't.
because of the dress. So
Well, because I never watched.
right, so yeah, you can notice the weight difference, and she could stand. She can actually stand, like she could stand without a walker. So
She
that's
couldn't
good
do
progress
that
for her.
before?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
She
Okay.
can only take like a few steps with a walker, and then she would be out of breath.
But wait, Caleb said he was 39 years old. Really?
Okay, there's some, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not.
But
But
go ahead.
this family attracts some very, very mature looking men who say they're 39. I mean, remember Michael is 39.
Someone in our comments said that they thought he was in his 50s.
Remember, I said the same thing. I just thought he was an older, mature man who had been married before, but didn't have children and really wanted children, so he knew he needed a younger wife. And I thought Amy liked older men for that sense of security, and she has daddy issues for her dad not being there. But when you read the article and it says like they met in high school, that's what sent me digging. Digging, I'm like, what are you talking about, high school? And then I
I
looked up his
know.
age. I was like, okay.
But, we'll go with what they're saying. But I just thought that was like when he said he was 39 and never been arrested, I was like, really? To both?
But I mean,
Okay.
But I mean, like he's had a lot of tragedy in his life, so I'll give him that. And tragedy does age some people. If they don't handle it well. Then you combine that with the being overweight and the health issues. I mean, I could see, but I will say this though, he's not as hardened a 39 as Michael is.
Right. Like I can more believe he's 39 than I can
Right.
believe Michael. Um
But then again, Michael doesn't care about himself anyway.
ugh. Why is it that these people love to wear black clothes and they're always dirty? Did you see Chris in his black t-shirt? And I swear there was about 4 splotches of dirt all over it. Like, do y'all not check that you're clean and presentable and boogies aren't hanging out of your nose when you go into film a confessional? Uh, it baffles my mind. It really does. In the last section of this show, um, Amanda has questions about Caleb. She wants to know if he can walk. She wants to know how they're gonna consummate the marriage, or if it'll be like sperm whales. Um, Chris wants to know if they're gonna be rubbing trakes, and if she's gonna get pregnant. And I, what this?
But did you? But did you? I'm gonna go back to the earlier scene. Remember when Caleb said like, "Well, what are you gonna do when we have kids of our own?" They all their faces just stopped. Like
Yes.
I was like, oh no, oh no. Like they're like, you can't hide that. You can. They could not hide that.
Oh my goodness. Sunway says, Jamal, you you are too nice. Caleb looked 50 years old. Amanda describing their sex life. Yes, the sperm whale comment and the hand
Yeah.
Chow. I'm with Amanda on this. Like I asked y'all for diagrams. She even said, "Aren't there cranes in that place?"
Hmm.
Like, come on now. Oh my god. And you know, this is I'm going to admit it, but whenever I see Caleb, I'm looking at his front genital well, where it's supposed to be. And I'm trying to figure out how we going to get up underneath there, and what's happening underneath there, and if it can reach all the way across to where Tammy is. And the pat like what we going to do? What are we going to do? Cuz if he got nothing but this, it don't matter that she's like this. Like if it can't connect, what we going to do? What's going to happen? Like do they have a double wide hydraulic bed with double cranes? I don't I'm just asking these questions like this. All right, y'all make me watch this show. I'm not interested in the storyline. So I'm just sitting there. And when dumbass Caleb says, "Well, what you gonna do when we have our babies?" Like I go, "How? How? Do you have an extender on your phallus? How? How? Explain to me how this gonna work, because even if they both on the bed, all right, so when gravity take hold, everything gonna spread to the side, right? But you still got about 3 or 4 stomachs hanging over your genitals. Like what are we doing to push that up? And if Tammy's pushing it up, who's gonna push up her stuff in order to connect? And if she gets on top, like that's suffocation right there. If he get on top, she's gonna stroke out. Like this woman got heart problems. I'm this is where my mind goes during this show to get me through it.
But this is why you. The only way I can put this is like, if you're gonna put this kind of information out there, you got to be ready for the questions people have. And Amanda, like, it's a fair question because even I was like, okay, when you like you're trying to get married now, fine, whatever. But then like the way you're talking, sir, honestly, Tammy would need to get pregnant within the next 3 to 4 months because she's getting to that age of where into the high risk realm. So I'm like, if you're trying to have kids, like you would literally need to get like weight loss surgery, skin
But
removal. This will all need to be happening within 12 a year.
at her size, is she getting a period? I don't think so.
Mm.
Because didn't somebody say that she's 450?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. I mean, they can't even sit in the chairs and try to give oral because these bitches gonna tip over. I don't understand how this is gonna work. I don't understand how this is going to be a fulfilling relationship. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to be in a relationship or in a marriage and there's no intercourse. And if his chair flips over, that's a death sentence for her because he got that whole battery on the back of his.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I need your help with this. Y'all are making me watch this show and I have questions and I want answers. I need to know how this is going to work because if TLC and this production company are giving us this story, I need it to be plausible. I need it to make sense. If they were to say, we found companionship with each other and we found that we get along well with each other and we want to stay together, I
Mhm.
might have bought that. But you got this idiot box, Caleb, who think his mouth is slicker than slick, coming up here. Well, we gonna have we gonna get married and we gonna get a house and we gonna have babies. And what's it gonna be like when we have our babies? Like, this is not fantasy. I don't watch that. Y'all need to make it make sense. They'd have to be on the floor. No bed can support them both, and he can't stand alone. But even if they're on the floor, right? Right? If they're on their backs, they're like turtles. He can't. She might be able to, but he can't. And don't forget, gravity is going to take that and spread it out to the side. He can't rock and get up. She can't. Okay. So if they're sitting on the floor, who's going to pick them back up? And how is it going to connect? Oh, maybe they'll scissors, but then the bellies are still getting in the way. It's impossible. He can't even do doggy style because they can't even hold their weight on their knees. I'm sorry. And then can you imagine? She's on her hands and knees, and he picks up his bellies and plops them on her backside and takes out her back.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But
I
think
knew you
about
were
it,
gonna say
y'all.
that.
Think about it, y'all. It's a risk. It's a risk no matter what position you going into. They can't do it standing. They can't do it sitting. They can't do it lying down, kneeling. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get babies?
No, but it's a fair point because no matter how you, any position is not really physically possible at this time.
Or ever?
If they lose the weight, it totally is. But it's like you're talking like what 2, 3 years down the road.
But in the chat they said she's sampling cookies.
Oh, okay,
So there goes that weight loss journey.
right.
Oh, if y'all don't want to hear where my mind goes while watching this show, then don't make me watch this show.
I mean, it's. I blame him. I'm going to just blame Amanda for this because she shouldn't have been asking those questions on TV.
But I was asking the questions.
But she asked them out loud though, which makes it okay for us to talk about it. Had she just kept it within the family and
But
we
I've been
didn't know,
asking this from last week.
well,
I've
she
been
like I
asking
said,
this.
she shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have said that because then I wouldn't have to listen and agree.
But okay, so Ryan says they're gonna have to manually diddle each other, but they can only reach each other's titties. They can't get to the goody goody nookie nookie.
Yes, they can with a lot of effort. They can.
There's too much bulk between because you got double wheelchairs and then multiple guts. And her hands ain't that long. Like she's got to be. Remember the Fantastic Four, and the dad was Mr. Stretch.
Mr. Fantastic, yes.
Miss, yeah, yeah. whatever. I'm dating myself. I don't care. Like she would have to have one of those hands and he would have to have one of those hands. And then like who was the super strong one? The Rock. Somebody would gotta be strong to lift up all those boulders that are their bellies. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just saying I can't figure it out.
It just when you like I said, when you use common sense, it doesn't seem plausible. And then they're trying to sell it. And then I think what it is, like they're trying to sell the storyline, but if you put it in common sense, it doesn't work.
Okay, so the floor, yes, the floor needs to be strong enough to support them, probably at the facility. I oh Lord, God bless them. They got to be in the basement on the concrete floor.
So in Tina's
Just
basement, got it.
just roll them out to the parking lot. That's it. The legs alone would crush those hands. Oh Lord. I don't think the nurses help on wedding nights. Y'all are a mess. Oh my God. They have to lay down on the floor, head to foot, to reach one another's joysticks. Interesting. You might have a concept.
But that's not going to lead to children, though.
No, it isn't.
See, that's the thing. It's like you said, it's the connection
But
part.
but I don't know about y'all, but finger action doesn't really fulfill me. Like I'm gonna need something. And don't talk about no dildos or nothing like that. If you are with somebody that you love, you want them in you. Sorry. And hopefully they want to be in you. Hopefully. I'm,
Right?
I'm just saying. But thank you, Ryan. That's the first, like, you've really thought about this too. Thank you. Thank you. Because I was just thinking of all the ways that it couldn't work.
Well,
But
no, but you're not wrong. Here's why. Because the focus for what he said, the focus was, what are
on
you going to do when we
children.
have children? Correct.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. It's not just about the sexual gratification. It's about how are you going to have children naturally.
And don't say IVF because where's his money coming from? Like, I'm going to want to know how much Medicare shells out for people for these services. Because don't forget, that's our tax dollars.
And then my whole thing with him was like, dude, like, where's your like? How are you like when people? Okay, now I know it may not be the right way of
Hmm.
thinking,
Hmm.
but when people talk about wanting to have children,
Hmm.
the
They
first
have a
thing I think
job.
about like, do you? What is your job? Like, I'm looking at Caleb like, dude, like you're not. You're in a nursing home, so you're not working. And I'm glad Chris said that because I'm looking at him like you are not working. I'm not sure what Tammy's IG checks look like, but it's going to be interesting how you want kids with no job. And strike me down if I'm wrong for saying this. I understand, but your first goal should be getting healthy and getting a job, not having children that you probably can't pay for.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. Everyone has the right to have children, do what you want to do, but bringing children into the world where you're not physically or financially or both able to take care of them, it's completely wrong. Like you don't do that because you're knowingly bringing a child into a circumstance that's not ideal, and you're knowingly doing this. So I'm looking at him like, sir, like get like Chris said, if you can go have a job, be healthy, and be there for the child fully, sure, great, do like you could be overweight and have kids, no problem. But like when you are in a motorized wheelchair, sir, in a nursing home that you quote unquote stalked to find this woman, I'm like, that is not the ideal situation to be talking about children.
Okay. Ryan has a question. Is the marriage legal if they can't consummate it? Now, here's what I found. Is a marriage valid if not consummated? In the context of marriage, consummation means the actualization of marriage. It is the first act of sexual intercourse after marriage between a husband and wife. Consummation is particularly relevant under canon law, where failure to consummate a marriage is grounds for divorce or an
Hmm.
annulment. So that's
Yes.
what they're setting it up for.
Right.
If they
They're
ever
gonna get
file the marriage
okay.
certificate.
I have a question, Debbie. Do you think we're gonna get 2 seasons of this?
Yeah, because TLC probably wants two seasons in order to sign off on his weight loss surgery.
Right. Because this is from what, a year and a half ago.
No, they just got married in November. So he checked
November
into the
last season.
rehab in what, September?
So do we think? Right. So they got married November 19th, right? 5 months takes us to what? April. We'll say April 19th of this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do we think he got the weight loss surgery between while they were married?
She said they were working on it,
Mm.
but I don't see production coughing up the money for his weight loss surgery, and they haven't even gotten a season out of him.
See, that was what I was wondering.
Maybe she agreed with him. Look, maybe Caleb also works with YouTube. Maybe their agreement was, I'll help you set up your social media presence and let you on the show for a couple of episodes, and we could play getting married. I don't know. Does anybody know whether or not they filed their marriage certificate? Because I was talking about this with you regarding Juan and Robin Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how legit their wedding is. Does anybody know if they filed their marriage certificate that they pulled last summer, which expired at the top of the year? Because what did they say? They got married in April.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't their marriage certificate that they pulled last year expire in January or February? They knew this legal issue that he had was coming up on him. And that wedding that they pulled together at the last minute, I don't know why you would pull a marriage license in Maryland and say you're going to Jamaica to get married. It doesn't apply there. You have to get a Jamaican marriage license because you're getting
Mm-hmm.
married in that jurisdiction. Like production companies and writers, when you're doing these storylines, make it fucking make sense. Okay, so Tammy is older than Amy, and she's at least 2 years away from being medically cleared post surgery to have kids. Her fertility odds are not going to be in her favor. Oh, wow. And it's going to take a while for her ovulation to start back up because I bet you she hasn't had a period in years. Oh. And remember, Amanda said that she would never wish for any woman not to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt that was heartfelt.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Um, they basically said that they don't think that she should get pregnant because they don't think that her body could handle it. Amy even speaks up on that, and it's the closest that she's ever come to saying that her pregnancies, the timing of her pregnancies, could have been better. And yeah, like there's just so many logical questions that this family has. Logical. Ugh.
But, but that just tells me like where their mind is at, though. Like they're very honest about that because they're
Mhm.
looking at the fact that they almost lost her one time. They're not trying to do it again.
Yep. Yep. And Amanda said she's going through a divorce and she wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like Amanda's already at the divorce part with this couple and they haven't even said I do yet. So it's
Mm-hmm.
quite interesting. But that was the episode in a nutshell. And we even included some graphic reenactments
Hmm.
to make it more interesting. But yeah, this was it. Thousand Pound Sisters, season 4, episode 9, walking on eggshells and trying to bump uglies in the process. Let us know your thoughts. Leave us some comments below. Correct us if you think we got anything wrong. Um, yeah. Oh, we did get a comment from Thousand Pound Best Friends from someone who actually attended the wedding. They were in one of the images that I put up. She was in a green dress. Thank you for
Oh,
commenting. She said that the wedding was lovely and it was just what Megan wanted, and the cupcakes were gluten free.
oh wow.
Yes. Yes.
That's good to know because,
Hmm.
like you said, it looked very Walmart. But if the person was there, I'm that makes me feel better that she did make the choices that she said she was
Hmm.
going to make. Because I personally thought like they just went there for show, and to give that woman some shout out. But her stuff did look good though. But I'm glad they
Hmm.
went and she went through with it.
Oh, I don't believe that that woman did that cake. I don't. And can't you order gluten-free cupcakes from Walmart? Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I've never tried.
Anywho,
I'm sorry.
lovely
Like,
full.
there's certain things where, like, if you're dieting, yeah, make all the
Mhm.
changes you need to make, of course. But there just are certain things, unless the person is very experienced at making those. I've had gluten-free cupcakes and cakes that weren't the best. So it's like security, no.
Let's
I would just go to a special. I
see.
would just go to someone if I was going to do that. Walmart would not be the place I would go to. I'll put it that way.
Okay, bougie. I'm calling you bougie too. You and I are disqualified because we bougie.
But Debbie, like, really, are you really like? I'm like, okay, I want a gluten free
Mhm.
cake. I'm going to Walmart. No, I'm not. No, I'm
It depends on where you're at. If we were in Georgia where they are, that might be it.
not. Oh,
You have to
well,
think
okay.
geographically.
Now they went to the
Oh,
fancy.
Ryan, why you always got to be like that? Ryan said, and not
But
sugar
Debbie, you
free.
have a point though. You do have a point because
You have to think
if you,
geographically, bougie.
yeah, no, but they have bougie Walmarts. So if you go to the
No,
bougie
but
Walmart,
I'm gonna throw this in, Jamal. You're a California dude who's all about like that healthy lifestyle, and
not
you
where I'm
get your
from.
stuff from particular things. You've sat here and you've said, well,
Yeah,
if I want a particular cuisine, I want
you
to get
do.
it. Yeah.
You do. You do. Like, okay,
Where
If
I
I'm
would
in your
eat street food
hold on,
anywhere in the planet.
hold on now. Let's be now. Come on now. I grew up around the roach coaches. Don't play with me. I'm bougie about some things, but if I want me
Okay.
a good taco, I'm going to the roach coach. I'm just doing it. I'm going to stand in that line on that corner at midnight for my tacos. I'm not going to front, but certain
Uh-huh.
things you have to like in your area you
Uh-huh.
know very well that if you want some of
Mhm.
that good Publix chicken, you know which one to go to.
Yes.
See that
But
if
it
you're getting
boils
chicken,
down to the geographical location.
see,
You try to go to hood adjacent because I'm too scared to go in the hood by myself. But when you get that craving for the fried chicken and you know which Publix to go to,
see,
and you could stand outside and smell that fryer.
yeah, but like I said, certain things I do believe like it is okay. Bougie is not a bad thing, but it's when
Mhm.
people are bougie about things like really maybe I'm just simple in something, but certain things like when you the like for, before we go almond butter, okay?
Uh-huh.
There's certain brands you just like better, just like peanut butter. There's certain brands you just like better, And
Mhm.
sometimes you have to go to a certain spot to get it, and sometimes it's in the bougie neighborhoods. It just is.
You can create custom cakes at the Walmart bakery.
But gluten free?
Just change the flour.
Shut up.
Just
Not
go
change.
down to aisle 36 and pick you up a pack of almond flour. Ain't that it?
Aisle
I don't know. I'm
36.
not gluten.
Not the
You can
almond.
do
She got
that.
the almond flour and everything. Okay. Go on, Debbie. I didn't know you knew what the almond flour. Shit. Alright.
All I'm saying is that you can do it. Look, Walmart will take your money and tell you
So
that it's gluten free.
I wasn't trying to say all I wasn't trying to bust them out like that.
Well, I know my Walmart would do it. My Walmart is next to the stadium, next to Dolphin Stadium. Hood adjacent.
Hey,
Yes, hood adjacent. Yes, I say it. If I have to go by myself, which is like 99.9% of the time, I go to hood adjacent and I get what I need to get and then I do it during the day and then scram and
I'm not
make
mad
sure
at you.
that I park near the front where that police car is.
I understand. No, I understand. I completely understand. Grew up in what you call the hood. I get it. When you're not from there, you're
Mhm.
not you're not too not you're not running to go by yourself.
Right? Right? And until
I
I
get
can
it.
find me a man like Caleb who could put his wheelchair in front of me while I run away from the robbers.
Hmm. I got you.
It is what it is. All right, y'all. We is late for our next show. So join us in a couple of minutes where we're going to be talking about MILFs, and that's going to be the show of shows. So join us. Bring your notes. And if you're like me, you've been day drinking since 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So it should be fun. Jamal, any final thoughts on this show?
No, we are good. I'm surprised.
All
I
right.
was surprised. But see,
Mhm.
this is the show. There was only maybe
Uh-huh.
about 15 minutes of footage to talk about. We somehow, with our tangents, made this bad boy going almost an hour.
That's true. We made this show palatable.
Right?
Hmm. Oh my God. Until next time, Jamal.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Bye.